The whiskey scorched my throat like a blade as I forced out a laugh that didn't belong to me. Even Jake's got 10 times more than you. I slurred, the words tumbling out messy and stained. Tom froze mid-sip, his glass suspended like an executioner's blade. The low light in the living room caught his eyes, wide, reflective, and carrying something I couldn't name. "How do you know?" he asked, voice low, the tremor of accusation threading through it. My stomach flipped. What began as a barb to bruise his pride had cut deeper than I'd intended. The air thickened with the smell of oak and the metallic tang of betrayal. Tom and I had been married 7 years. 7 years of late-night takeout, shared playlists, and promises whispered in the dark. Lately, the silences had grown heavier than the laughter. His phone buzzed at odd hours, always angled away from me. He'd started wearing cologne again, the scent he hadn't used since we were dating. Little things, red flags, I waved them away. Stress, the promotion, long nights at the office. Anything but the truth. But his question, "How do you know?" hung in the room like a tightening noose. I forced a smile that trembled. It was a joke. "Tom, relax." My voice sounded thin, like someone else's. He didn't laugh. He set his glass down with a deliberate clink that cut through the radiator's hum. "You've been spending a lot of time with Jake lately," he said without looking at me. The statement wasn't gentle. It was a blade testing depth. Jake, Tom's college friend, the guy who crashed on our couch after his divorce, who arrived with cheap beer and worse puns. Jake with the easy grin and the habit of letting his eyes linger too long when he thought no one noticed. I'd never cross a line, but Tom's accusation made my skin prickle. Was he projecting? Deflecting? My mind spun, chasing doubts I'd been brushing aside for months. I've barely seen Jake. I snapped sharper than intended. "He's your friend." Still, memories flickered. Jake's hand grazing mine as he handed me a coffee, the way he asked about my day when Tom barely did. Harmless, I'd told myself. But Tom's dark, searching eyes made me question everything. The next morning the house felt like a hell breath. Tom left for work without a word. His coffee sat untouched on the counter. I stood barefoot on the cold linoleum, staring at the mug. A faint smear of lipstick marked the rim. Pink, not my color. My heart thudded. A hollow ache spread through me. I told myself it was nothing. A co-worker's mug, a careless mix-up. My hands trembled as I opened his laptop, left open on the dining table. I wasn't snooping, just checking, I told myself. His inbox lit up and my eyes landed on a name. Claire. No last name, like a secret whispered in the dark. The subject read, "Miss you already?" My breath snagged. A jag of panic tore at my throat. I clicked. "Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you. Same time tomorrow?" Tears blurred the screen. A reply from Tom. "You're killing me." "Yes." My knees gave. I clutched the table until it would bit into my palms. The kitchen tilted. The fridge's hum rose to a roar. I scrolled, each message another stab. "You make me feel alive again." She doesn't suspect a thing. "I love you, love." The word gutted me. I'd said those same words to him a week ago, curled against his chest, believing we were still us. It turned out to be a lie smeared in pink lipstick and late-night texts. Rage flared, raw and furious. I wanted to smash his mug, burn the house and him with it. Instead, I sat frozen while the truth settled. My husband had turned into a stranger. I don't know how long I sat there, laptop's glow searing my eyes, when the front door clicked open and I flinched. Tom wasn't due back for hours. Footsteps, too light, tentative, moved down the hall. "Hello." Jake's voice, tentative and warm. I slammed the laptop shut, my pulse thudding. "In here?" I called, voice breaking. Jake stepped into the doorway, flannel rumpled, hair still damp. "You okay, Sarah?" he asked, brow knitting. He had a knack for sensing when something was wrong, like he could smell it. I wanted to hate him for being here when Tom wasn't, for making me doubt my own loyalty. "I'm fine. I lied," forcing a smile that felt like a grimace. He didn't buy it. He closed a distance. His cedarwood aftershave reached me, and my traitor heart skipped. "You're not," he said softly. "What's he done now?" The question sparked a dry forest. I opened my mouth to deflect, and the truth spilled out. He's cheating, I whispered. The words tasted like ash. Jake's face hardened, but his eyes remained soft, searching. With who? He asked, though he sounded as if he already knew. Claire, I said. The name was a knife. Jake's jaw tightened. He looked away, fists clenching. I saw her with him, he admitted, voice low. Last week at that bar downtown. I didn't want to believe it. His confession punched the air from my lungs. He'd known. He'd kept quiet. Why didn't you tell me? I demanded, voice sharp with betrayal. Jake met my gaze, raw and unshielded. I didn't want to hurt you, he said. I thought maybe it was a one-time thing. I didn't know he'd... He stopped, swallowed. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry. The apology meant nothing now. I paced the kitchen, bare feet slapping the cold floor, anger burning to the heartbreak. I wanted Tom to feel this bone-deep pain. Jake, who had watched me fray and said nothing, stood there offering apologies I didn't want. What do we do? I asked, voice trembling with rage and something darker. Jake stepped closer. His hand hovered near mine, but didn't touch. Whatever you want, he said, steady but with an edge. You want revenge? I'm in. Revenge hung between us, electric and forbidden. I pictured Tom, smug, unrepentant. My resolve hardened. I want him to hurt, I said, my voice cold and unfamiliar. Jake nodded slowly, deliberate, his eyes locked on mine. Over the next week we plotted. Jake knew Tom's routine, his habits, his weak spots. We'd catch him with Claire and expose him in a way he couldn't deny. The plan thrilled and sickened me, guilt mixed with fury. Each night, I lay awake while Tom snored beside me, imagining the confrontation, savoring the thought of his lies collapsing. The night arrived, a Friday heavy with the promise of rain. Jake drove. We slipped into the bar where Tom met Claire, neon flickering like a bad omen. My heart hammered as stale beer and perfume hit me. In a shadow booth, Tom had his hand on her thigh. Her laugh cut through the dim. Claire was blonde, radiant, everything I wasn't. I stepped forward with Jake's hand at my back, steadying me. Tom, I said, voice ablade. He turned, face paling, lipstick smudged on his collar. Sarah, he began, but I cut him off. Don't. The word fell like a guillotine. Claire's eyes widened, but she stayed silent, her silence condemning. Jake moved in, low and venomous. You thought you could hide this? He slapped down a stack of printed emails, evidence we'd harvested from Tom's laptop. Tom's face crumpled, guilt and fear warring across it. It's not what you think, he stammered, but his lies disintegrated under the heap of truth. I leaned close. My whisper was a razor. You broke us, I said, but I'm not broken. I turned away, Jake at my side, his presence steady, almost protective. Rain drenched us as we stepped outside. The world felt sharper, cleaner. Tom's pleas faded behind the storm. But as we walked to the car, Jake's hand brushed mine, lingering a fraction too long. My heart stuttered, and among the ruin of trust a new question rose. Had I swapped one betrayal for another? The rain blurred the windshield, and I wondered whether revenge had freed me or bound me to something far more dangerous.